What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, Dermy Wormy, and I'm putting this out because probably right now I'm up in the air, flying to Houston, gonna go hang out at Anime Matsuri. If you're there, you're there, but hey, that's besides the point. We're talking today about Blue Beetle. That's right, more Blue Beetle news came out. Blue Beetle, and I believe it drops this week, maybe next week. I don't remember off the top of my head. I will be going to see it. One way or another, I will be going to see this movie when it comes out. And I've stood behind this movie isn't going to make money. I get it. New reports are coming out from like the direct saying, "Oh, it's set to make $30 million opening weekend." I think that's all the money it's going to make. I just don't see how this is going to work, especially with the two articles I have pulled up today. Starting with Soto, Angelo Soto, I believe is his name, the guy who's the directing of the Blue Beetle movie. He came out and talked about how he wanted to do a trilogy. A trilogy of movies with regards to Blue Beetle. Now, honestly, I think that would be a Blue Beetle move, especially with Jaime Reyes. First movie introduces Jaime Reyes, then you tease the, I can never remember the alien race there, where the scarab actually comes from. You show Black Beetle, you then show Green Beetle, and you have the ultimate conclusion in the final movie. You need some other things there. It's been a while since I read the comic. I don't remember if other heroes helped out with this situation. I believe they did, but I can't remember. So you're going to have to do a lot of work to get there. That would not, that could do some interesting numbers at the box office, being such a big draw and stuff. The thing is, though, again, like with Blue Beetle, you're introducing at the tail end of this era, praying to God that it'll be in the gun universe, and then continuing on with the fact that a proper Blue Beetle storyline, especially with Jaime Reyes, does require the aliens, but you're not even going to mention the aliens until maybe the second movie? How stupid is that? But we don't even know if a second movie's going to come, but he's already planning on it. Blue Beetle director reveals his trilogy plans as opening weekend box office predictions remain in the gutter. That's right. And to be fair to Soto, the predictions have changed a little bit. I'm going to pull up the direct real quick before I forget. I already lost it. Well, I believe it was the direct theorized that it might get about $30 million. Moving on, though. Blue Beetle director Angela Manuel Soto, Manuel Soto recently detailed his plans for a Blue Beetle trilogy as the opening weekend box office predictions for the film look abysmal. He told the outlet, Total Film via Games Radar, "Our first movie, the way we wanted it to do it, was always with the mentality that we wanted to do two more, at least. And talking the traditional 3-act structure of a story, we wanted our first movie to practically be the first act of a saga." Okay, well, I mean, even... Let's say this. Even if it was just gonna be a 2-movie thing, your first movie usually sets up your character, explains some of the doesn't have to explain all the backstory, but introduces the character, introduces some of his dynamics, what he cares about most, what he's worried about losing, what he struggles with. And to be quite honest, when it comes to Jaime, family is important to him. His mother and father are very important to him, and his biggest struggle is the Scarab. The Scarab wanting to basically protect Jaime at all costs, because if Jaime dies, the Scarab has issues and stuff, and the Scarab doesn't know the difference between incapacitating and outright destroying. And it scares his family. It tries to destroy his family. These are interesting dynamics that you would show in your first movie. I don't think they're going to go there, but these comments were recently, we already went over that a while back, but now we come over here. Now, speaking with the playlist, Soto detailed what his plans for Blue Beetle trilogy is. He said, "Of course, we can't put everything in one movie, and that's why this is the first act of a bigger saga. There's so much more to be said that I'm really looking forward to saying. We wanted to tell the movie in a way that felt like, what if Latin cinema embraced a superhero film? We spend time with Jaime, with his family. We know what's at stake and how they behave. The scarab is an intruder, so when it attaches to him and all hell breaks loose, the stakes are more personal and you can care more. As for his ideas for the second film, Soto said Blue Beetle, the first film, is Jaime's story. We wanted to focus on him and his family. Okay, that's fine. By the end of the movie, there will be questions about the scarab, and I hope to answer them for the next film. I hope to tell the whole story of what happened to the scarab, where he comes from, why he was sent, and hopefully, in the end, who they have to defeat. Okay, you could do that. The thing is, though, I don't see this movie making any sort of money. I don't see this movie actually going anywhere. This is okay. So we had Snyderverse, which is dead. We then had the DCEU, which this is the second to last movie of the DCEU. You then got James Gunn's universe, the DCU, which is going in a completely different direction. Now, all that being said, and I'll come back up here. I didn't read Zolo's comments because I already did a video on it, but Zolo basically says, in order for more Blue Beetle to be in other movies, and he's talked about other Beetles, Black Beetle, Green Beetle, the Beetles from space, essentially. A Martian is the Green Beetle, and the race that created the scarabs is the Black Beetle, but okay, that's besides the point. In order to get those, this movie needs to make money. And I don't see it happening, especially at the beginning of all of this. Zolo immediately used the fascist line and then began berating and belittling anybody that got triggered by the fascist line. Geeks and Gamers comes to mind. Well, now we have another round of comments. And Blue Beetle director says DC villain Bane represents the unknown or forgotten or brushed under the rug history of interventionism in Latin America and the Caribbean. So he came out and started he's been begging people, come see this movie. If you want more of this, you got to come see this movie. Please, guys, come see this movie. Come interact with us. We need this money. We need to do this. He's been very quiet. He's just starting to hype up discussions now. And yes, old dogs can't learn new tricks, because it's right to the end identity politics, and not just mentioning a Latin superhero or anything like that. No, he finds a way in this entire long interview to try to say that Bane is only evil because, well, Bane isn't truly evil. He is actually a hero. Yes, he's a hero because he is a product of his conditions that were brought on by the American government intervening within Guatemala and South America, or in Central and South America, all through history. I mean, these places used to be peaceful. They're not this or that. We're just going to go back as far as maybe 1954. We're not going to go further back and further back and see that the world's just shit. No, it's straight to identity politics. But more so, the reason he pulls up Bane, and one, he fundamentally doesn't understand the character, trying to say that he's a hero when he's blatantly trying to destroy Batman because he just wants to be the strongest. Strongest and best. Quite literally. You know what? You want to know why I know this? And yes, he probably wikied it where he came from and some of the story points and stuff like that. But I mean, I got Batman Nightfall Volume 1 right here. So, anyways, moving on. He probably wikied most of this, but he said, I like this character so much, but I'll probably never get to make a Bane movie. Okay. So, I made this whole new character villain called Carpax that's based on Bane for Blue Beetle. Similar backstories that come from the similar place. Oh, all this and that. They're similar, but it's somebody completely different. You're almost there when it comes to making new characters, but you fundamentally don't understand Bane. He's not a hero. He's one of the most formidable opponents to Batman, and there becomes the big thing. He's a Batman villain, not a Blue Beetle villain. So why are we giving Blue Beetle a Batman villain, even though it's a renamed Batman villain? Let's just be real. It's Carpax is just Bane, but just named differently. By Soto's own words, okay? Soto's own words as he models it off of Bane. Where did we... Soto then explained the importance of taking the perceived version of Bane's backstory and applying it to Carpax, because we need it when we're introducing to this world in movies right where we are seen as villains. It's just given that we are born that way. Oh yeah, he also tries to say that all Latin Americans, Latinos, South American, Central American individuals, it's hard for me to figure out what properly say all the time because there's so many and so many people differ and whatnot. Anyways, he tries to say that everybody just views them as villains. So that's why it's important to have Bane, who's actually a hero. Yeah, and that's why he's putting him on Carpax. And we talk about the history of Latin America. Nobody dares to question, well, what happened before? Okay, well, what happened before? More times than none, when you go back even before 1954. But if we want to go to 1954 in Guatemala, it was U.S. interventionism that drove these places to the miseries that they are in now. Yeah, product of their times. So I'm not embarrassed to talk about it, Soto asserted. History is there. Nobody's trying to blame something. Nobody's trying to say, yeah, basically just says, well, history's bad and times are bad. And we're doing Carpax as Bane, but not Bane, to show that Latins can be heroes too, but then you have Jaime Reyes, who is Latin and is the hero. This doesn't make sense. He doesn't understand these characters. He wikied. I highly doubt he actually knows Bane. He probably freaking wikied it. He got the key points and said, he's a hero, and I'm going to make him a hero. That's all it is. Identity politics, virtue signaling nonsense. This is why I don't think this movie is going to do well. Besides the fact that Blue Beetle is like a C tier, D tier character. Besides all that, it's going to be latent with this virtue signaling bullcrap that I don't want to see in my Blue Beetle movie. At all. I don't want to see this. I've never wanted to see this. I want Blue Beetle to be fun, enjoyable, be a teen that struggles, but then introduced to Booster Gold and have buddy cop moments. Can I get that? No. I have to get this garbage every single time. But I'm going to leave it there, guys. Let me get you guys' thoughts on all this down in the comments below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Share it out, friends. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell for every time I go live and put out a new video. And I'll see you all on the next one. Bye for now.